Hi guys, welcome to Reensplace. Today I'm going to be making a chicken pot pie recipe in my new Ninja Foodi. I'm doing this because it'll give me a chance to try out both the saute feature, the pressure cooking feature, and also the broil feature. So I figured it was a good way to get to know the machine. I'm following somewhat the recipe in the book, but I'm putting my own spin on it because I don't have all the ingredients and I like mine a little tiny bit differently. So I'm just using it as a guide, and you know, that's basically what a recipe is anyway. Make it the way you like it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Ninja pot here, and I think you might have to take the thing off. Chuck is helping me. I'm going to sit down for a second. Can you see the control panel or no? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to power on. We're going to hit the sear and saute button. It's on high. We're going to change it to medium. Oops, I always want to touch that button. Medium high, and then start. It's going to preheat for about 5 minutes. Let me look at the clock. So about 44, Chuck. Okay. After 5 minutes, we're going to add the butter to it. But let me just come over here real quick and show you what it is that I have going on. Okay. I have over here a half of a large onion that I've diced finely. I have a large potato in the back left corner, which I diced small. One large stalk of celery sliced and diced small, and about a half a cup of carrots diced small. I'm also going to be using some homemade chicken broth. You could use the canned one, and we're going to need about a cup of that, and that will be for the, what is that called? Pressure cooking. Wow. For seasonings, I'm going to use some salt and pepper. I also have some parsley and some thyme. For thickening the pot pie before we put the top on it, I'm going to have some flour over there. I'm using about a quarter of a cup of it. I have 2 large chicken breasts that I cut, and I cut them into probably, I don't know what that is, about a 1.5 inch dice. I have a half a stick of butter. I have some cream cheese, and I'm going to get some milk after I pour the chicken broth in. The original recipe calls for heavy cream. I don't have heavy cream, so I'm going to be using a half a cup of milk, and I'm going to put in like between 2 to 4 ounces of cream cheese to thicken it up. So let's get started. It's very easy. We have 4 minutes to go. I didn't realize I was so on top of my game here. So let me wait till this comes back, and I will come back with you, and we will start it as soon as the pot is hot enough. So we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. It's been 5 minutes. The pot is hot. I'm going to, the one thing I wanted to remind you that I didn't say earlier is that you're going to need 1 pie crust. This is a refrigerator pie crust that I had frozen, so if you see it looks a little like wet inside, that's because it's defrosting. But that's fine. That's what I'm going to use for the top of our pot pie. So in here I'm putting a half a stick of butter that I cut into small pieces, and we'll let that melt. You can hear it sizzle. Can you see in the pot, Chuck, or no? I feel like we have horrible lighting in here. We might have to put that dining room light on. Can you see? Oh, it doesn't look bad on the camera, right? Okay, so we're melting the butter, and then to this, we're going to add our vegetables. Okay. You know what? This is not going to work with me. Let me go grab my bench scraper quick. Okay, I really don't move quick. Okay, so in their recipe, they say if you have garlic, you can put garlic in here. I don't like garlic in my pot pie, so I'm not putting it in. Onions and carrots. And I'm going to throw my celery in now, too. And again, I'm just following their recipe loosely. They don't put the celery in now, but I like mine to be sauteed a little. So it says to saute your veggies, which I'm doing. We're going to let this go for a couple minutes. It says soften for about 3 minutes or so. I'm going to watch this now, and it's probably going to be 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'll come back with you and we'll go on to the next step. Okay guys, we're back. The veggies are sauteing nicely. You can see that the onions are starting to get a little translucent. We're going to go on to the next step. Chuck will bring you around over here. And again, I'm doing my way rather than the recipe in the book, but I have the chicken. It's chicken breast, so I'm going to salt and pepper it just a little bit. And I'm going to throw this in the pot. We just throw this in the sink mix. Okay. So the book tells me to just now put the chicken broth in and just get it pressure cooking, but I like to add a little color to my chicken, so that's what I'm going to do. See, I want to try it like it is in the book, but I also, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just try it like the book and see what happens. Looks good so far. And if you want peas in here, you could put peas in it. You know, any vegetable that you normally stick in your pot pie. Some people like mushrooms in them. You could do that as well. This is how I like my pot pie. Okay, now I said I was going to brown it, but I'm really not going to. I'm going to add the potatoes that I have cut up here. They're starting to brown a little bit because I was getting ready for the video, but it doesn't bother me any. Okay, so potatoes are in. And another thing that you need to know is anytime you pressure cook anything, you need at least a cup of liquid to do that, to do it safely. And so my liquid is going to be a cup. You need a cup of liquid. I'm going to use a cup of chicken broth. I was thinking ahead about getting the milk out. Okay, so that's in there. And now we're going to pressure cook this. So, let's see what we got here. This is the wrong lid. Did you see that? Let me grab the right lid real quick. I make myself giggle after I say I'm going to do something quickly because it's not quick. Okay. I'm not sure how to start this thing. No, it's not, is it? Oh, I see, the front. Well, that would do it, wouldn't it? Okay, so now we're on. I gotta get my chair a little bit. Oh my goodness. We're going to, we're going to hit the pressure button. And we're going to do that to high. It says high. And we're going to set it for 5 minutes. Whoops. 5 minutes on pressure, and we're going to start it. Oh, can you make sure that I have the little doohickey thing on the seal part? Is it on seal or bent?
Now it's on seal.
I think it was on. You moved that around a lot. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, so it's got to be on seal. I just forgot. Has to be on seal. We're doing high for 5 minutes, and we hit start. Now, when it's going like this, that means it's coming up to pressure. Once it hits the pressure that it's going for, it's going to, you'll see the countdown. So, I guess I'll stop it right here.
The red thing will pop up.
Oh yeah, show them, you say it.
That little red popper there will pop up once it reaches pressure.
And then that, like, really, you can't open the lid once that happens. So I'm going to stop it now. I believe it says in the book here that it takes about 6 minutes for the Ninja to build up to pressure. So I'm going to look real quick at my clock, and I'll try to come back before then and see if we can catch it when it happens. All right, guys, be back with you shortly. Okay, just coming back real quick to show you. After 1 minute of us turning the pressure cooker on, the steam valve popped up, and that locked it. And then it was another, what did I set it for, 6 minutes?
They said 6, it took
Yeah,
about another 2 or 3, and that was
It says
it.
6 minutes to come to pressure, but it was like less than 2 minutes for it to come to pressure. So that was really quick. I guess that's because we were using that saute function first. So the pot was real hot already, the ingredients were hot already. And so we have about 4 minutes until we come back, and then we're going to do the quick release and add the rest of the ingredients. So we'll be right back with you. Okay, we're back. We're a little late. As you can see, we're over a minute on time because the UPS man came and the dogs are losing their minds. I put the big one outside with the little one still in here barking. What we have to do is we have to come over here, and hitting stop, and we have to do the quick release. Woo, scared me a little. You want to just hit the off button on the phone for me? So what we're waiting for is for all the pressure to come out. Chuck, yell at Winifred, please.
Ready?
We're waiting for all the pressure to drop down and for the little red thing to pop down as well. It's got to be near the end soon. But I mean, that was super quick. I'm going to see what my Winnie is barking at.
He's barking at the noise.
Winifred! She's such a brat. Don't look at my dirty house behind it. It's starting to sputter. So you should lure her with some doggy treats. Boy, this is boring me. It smells good. You can smell like everything that's cooked. That's my oven. I have something going in the oven that's separate. It looks like it's less, no?
Yeah, it's getting down there. And it might take another minute or so for the thing to drop. You can open it.
Almost done now. And it's done. Okay, I'm going to hand the camera over to Chuck. Okay, watch that stick thing there for a minute. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, everything looks cooked. Now we have to turn it back on. If you come over on the front here, we're going to turn it on, saute high. Am I doing high? This is medium high. I think I'm going to, let's see, medium high. What am I looking for? I want the temperature to be on this side. I don't know why, but I do. Medium high. Okay, so we're going to wait until it looks like it's starting to boil in there, which it's starting to do now. I just seen a couple bubbles over here. We'll let it go a little bit more. Now remember, that's all got butter and It's got the butter and the vegetables and stuff in there. I'm going to add some cream cheese to this. You could also add, instead of cream cheese and instead of the cream cheese and the milk, you could do heavy cream. I like cream cheese. And this is about 2 ounces. I might put up as much as 4 in there. I'm just reading what it says real quick. Okay, we're also going to start adding our seasonings now. I'm just doing a little sprinkle of parsley. If you had fresh parsley, that would be good. I do not. And just a little pinch of thyme, because thyme is so good with chicken, but it is, well, I buy mine from a local orchard here. Are they an orchard or no?
Yeah.
I buy mine from the local orchard, and it's like very strong, so I don't put too much in. I get a lot of my seasonings and herbs from them. They have them all dried there, and their prices are really good. You know what? I'm putting it up because I said so. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is on, and I think it's the original one. Does it sound like the original one, Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before I put the milk in, I think I'm going to... This is a 1/4 cup of flour. That was a 1/2 cup of milk. You could also do a slurry instead, which is cornstarch and water, equal parts. I'm going to add me a couple more pieces of cream cheese in here. Chuck.
Trying to move things.
I don't know what happened. I flipped over and Chuck was sideways. What happened? You
The
tripped on the
tripod
gate?
got stuck underneath the gate.
Mm. Okay, so that was a couple more. That's probably about 3 ounces of cream cheese in there. And you can see already that it's starting to get thick. I'm going to season it with some salt and pepper. Back up just a little. I'm just going to grab a spoon and taste the seasonings to see if they're right. I must have been confused when I put the dishes away. The silverware is in the wrong spots. Mmm. So good, baby choke.
Yeah.
I'm only teasing, it really is good. I just caught a peppercorn right in the side of my throat, and it's still there. I'm just going to add a touch more salt. And while this is warming up even more, what we're going to do is the last part, which is the, I don't know if this should be thicker, honestly.
It'll probably thicken as it cooks down.
Well, it's not going to cook down too much longer, that's what I'm saying.
What?
Now the top is going to go on it, and we're just browning the top, basically cooking the top. Oh, he's like Betty Crocker now. Okay. While this is going, I'm going to leave it on high and let it bubble up a little bit. And I'm going to start working on my crust. So I'm just going to grab me a piece of wax paper out. Yeah, it's a little wet looking because it was a frozen one, but all good. I say that now as I break it apart. This is actually going to be too big for the pan that we're sticking it in, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to fold it over around the edges. Which, thank goodness, because they're all broken. Do you think that this is enough fold over for that pot? Take a look and see what you think.
Close.
Okay, and I'm also going to make a little holes for the steam to escape. I'm probably cutting right through to my counter. That's how I roll. Okay. Let's see what's going on over here. I don't know why. I feel like it should be more. Like bubbling more. Looks good. Okay, I'm going in. I really don't know if I should thicken it up or not, though. If this was a pie that I was making in the oven, I would for sure make it thicker. So maybe I'll add a touch of cornstarch slowly, just to make it feel better. This is how you learn, right? You mess it up a couple times. And I have to say, maybe I'm going to show you. Last night we did the cookie, the skillet cookie, and we had trouble. We followed the directions to a T. After 23 minutes, it was still raw. I flipped it over. I did the bottom of it. Then I was worried that it might have still been a little moist upon taking it out, but we opened it up while it was still hot. I left it on the counter. Hang on there, Chuck. Keep looking and see for bubbles. Okay, over here. I left it on the counter and I wrapped it up before I went to bed. And it is so much better, like a real cookie. Like it's gooey in here, crisp on the outside. So you have to like really kind of put some pressure on it to cut it. So much better than what it looked like last night. So definitely, I would let it cool probably in the machine so that the heat of it will cook it a little bit more. And I would also definitely like wait before you eat it. Let it cool down at least, I would say 15 minutes, maybe 20. Okay, so that's over there. It's kind of thickening up on its own, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to add a little bit just because, why not? Because I'm a glutton for punishment. So I did in here was like just a tablespoon of cornstarch and like a quarter of a cup of, less than a quarter of a cup of water. I'm just adding a teeny tiny, I'm not using the whole thing, if you could see. Okay, we'll leave it like that for now and see if that does it. I'm so excited to eat this. I can't wait for it to be done. Are you hungry, Chuck?
Yep.
Okay, let's put this on here. I do not want to wait. Do I put a little more slurry in? I don't know.
No.
The crazy is making me want to. Let me do it. It's got some water in there too, so I'm not adding just all cornstarch. You know I really want to stick all of it in there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let the crazy fight with itself. Okay, so let's see if I can get this in without burning myself. Woo! Ooh. Okay, we got a little float on the top, but I'm okay with that. Okay, let's close it. Okay, Chuck, you're going to do the buttons for me. I'll read. I'll instruct. Okay, so we close that. You have to hit the stop button to stop what we're doing. Oh, okay, it's already, when you put the lid down, it already, like, what's I trying to say, clears it? Okay, so now we're going to hit the broil button for 10 minutes. And then we hit the start button. And now when that's done, okay, so it says when that's done, you're going to remove it from the pot, place it on a heat-resistant surface, and let it rest for 15 minutes before serving. And I will do that part. So I will bring you back in 10 minutes when it's finished cooking, and we'll look what, see what it looks like. And then I'll bring you back again and show you what I'm about to cut it open. So, all right, guys, we'll be back. We're almost done with this one. Okay, we're back. We have just 10 seconds to go before we take the pot pie out of the cooker, and then we're going to let it rest for 15 minutes, but I thought you might want to see what it looks like. Okay, so now it says cool. I want to see if it goes done, and then off. All right, we're ready to take it out. Okay, Chuck, you do the honors. I'm not fogging up my thing, am I?
No.
I can't really see. There's a...
Because of the angle you were trying to look.
There's a horrible shadow. Hang on. Still a horrible shadow. I'll wait till it goes on the counter. Looks good, though. Smells good. I hope you can see. Oh, that looks nice. You know what would have looked nicer? And if you guys have any thoughts on this, let me know what you think. I like pot pies, and I usually do like a egg wash on top of them, and they have that like golden looking, crust on it. But I'm wondering, being that you're using the broil feature, do you think that would burn or what? Probably would burn. I don't know. If you have any thoughts on that, I'd love to hear them. Put them in the comment section below for me, please. All right, guys, I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes, and I'm going to come back with you then, and we're going to cut into this, not with a knife in my nonstick pan, because I'm crazy, but with a sharp plastic spoon. All right, see you in a... Okay, guys, we're back. It's been sitting for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to go in with a plastic spoon. The pie crust is definitely flaky. That's a good sign. I hope it thickened up. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I made a mess in my bowl. Looks good. I'm going to grab a spoon and give it a try quick. Get a little pie crust. Gravy, a little veg. I didn't get the chicken, but that's okay. Show you up close real quick before I bite it. Looks good. It's very good. Honestly, could use a tiny bit more salt, but I'd rather add to it while I'm eating it rather than, putting too much salt in. You can't take it out. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this, and let me just see, a piece of chicken's right here. Hang on, very hot. Definitely good. I can't believe this took, what, like 25 minutes to make? I definitely will be making this again. And like I said, the only thing this one needs is a little tiny bit of salt, but it's really good. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm wondering if you guys are enjoying the Ninja Foodi as much as I am. If anybody has it, and you want to let me know what kind of recipes you're making in it, I'd love to hear. So leave a comment. If you haven't done so, please hit that red subscribe button. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And we will be back soon with new videos and new foodie videos. And I hope you enjoy them. Thanks, guys.